y'all? This is Malcolm Hatchett, and this is my podcast, Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett. My podcast is a lot different than most podcasts. I really ain't got no destination. I'm all over the place. One day I might be in a tree smoking a backwood. The next day I might be at the park eating the grapefruit. The next day I might be in the church rolling the joint in the back saying, well,
Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett.
I don't know. It's my podcast. I do whatever I want to do with it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, fuck it.
Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett.
Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett. I just got done running 3 miles, taking a break. I will complete 4 miles today because I have to run a mile home. I'm going to write down some goals. And I'm going to speak them out loud when I write them down. I'm sitting on the bench in a very historical area that I grew up in. Goal number 1 is be the best me I can be. That's goal number 1. It's 2019. It is 4:17 p.m. October 28th. All right. Location. All right, goal number 2. Drink more water. Drink more water. I would drink more water. Goal number 3. Drop 4 albums before 2019 is over. Drop 4 more albums. Goal number 4, get back to Los Angeles and rule the world. I feel good, man. I've been running shit since I got in town and I haven't stopped yet. I might stop for a day or so, but I always get to it. As much as I run within 1 day, it's almost like shit. After today, I won't have to run for another week. I thought about going to McDonald's and getting like 6 side salads and just eating them daily. But I would rather go to the grocery store and get my own lettuce and shit and make my own salad. I just really miss McDonald's, that's all. That was my first job. First job that I claimed. And being home is just making me realize why I left. I never got that job that I was talking about on my last podcast when I was like, I think it was called Malcolm again. I was supposed to work at this Hanes brand warehouse. I had worked for like a few weeks before I moved to California. I had worked it a few months prior to leaving. And I tried to go back, but I didn't have a way there. So I didn't really let it hold me down. I just pretty much dropped it. I forgot about it, you know? Sometimes you can't really... There goes the butterfly. Guess I'm telling the truth. Sometimes you get so frustrated with yourself, you try to hold on and try to figure out ways to get somewhere or do something or accomplish something when you should just let go. Just be free. Like Bruce Lee say, you free your mind, and I say it'll come to you. I've been selling clothes lately, well, at least attempting. I'll be on Depop. You should download Depop. It's Depop. It's almost like Instagram, but it's for clothing and shoes and like cool merchandise. I sold a Chiefs jacket, and the Chiefs lost to the Green Bay Packers. It's a dope jacket. I must have got it before I moved out to Los Angeles, because one of my friends, he gave me so much thrift shit for free. Well, I might have paid for it, but it wasn't so much money, but he just gave it to me. It was so weird. Including the Panthers jacket. It came in like a pack. He just, here, because he used to sell thrift clothes. And I wore it on a few of my Kill Tonys. Maybe one of them. I have a photo of it. It's a Chiefs jacket. It's dope. A little windbreaker type. But it's sold. So I sent that off not too long ago. It's kind of dope knowing you can sell clothes and make a living off of it. It's just like any other business, you know. I always want to open up a thrift shop someday, but at the same time, you can do it on the app. So Depop, Depop, and my @ name is the same as Instagram, Malcolm H12. I don't change nothing, you know. And I sell a lot of 90s vintage stuff. Some of the stuff you might see me selling on there be legendary stuff, so if you follow it, you might get lucky. Most people won't know what it is, because most of those followers on there, they don't really know me. But if you know me and seen me around Los Angeles or North Carolina or wherever you see me at, I'm gonna be selling some cool stuff on there, and I got some cool stuff posted. That'll be my side gig. That'll be dope. I think I can really make a living off of it. I know I can. I can make a living off of anything, but I would really love to sell clothes and do comedy for a lifetime. You know, because both of those things make people feel good. Oh, that's another goal. Goal number 5. Make a living money signs off of selling clothes. And I didn't put comedy. I just put selling clothes, because comedy that's just what I do. I'm gonna get paid regardless, whether it be money, applause breaks, hugs, autographs, compliments, motivation, stuff like that, you know. That's the real pay, the feedback. Love the city, man. It's crickets and shit out here. You can hear them. Nature. In California, you don't hear that stuff. Sometimes you don't know if you're on set or not out there. It's so goddamn fake and plastic. But then again, it's just a different nature, you know. Let me not judge, because I like that place. Yeah, man, I'm just taking it one day at a time. One day at a time. Praying and reading. I'm reading 2 books right now. I had to start over with Cerebral's book, so I don't want to miss nothing, and I ain't read it in a few months. I said I'd finish it when I got home, but I'd rather start over when I was home, because, you know, he grew up right behind me, you know. So it's like I'm gonna read it in our jungle, because I bet it'll really give me golden wings. Go get Cerrijo's book. It's on Amazon. It's called Golden Wings. And I'm also reading George Carlin's book, Last Words. I received that from a friend, Dustin. Shout out my boy Dustin. I just rubbed my face and my eyebrows fell off. Damn. That's because I've been running and it's like sand. When you run, sand connects to your face and shit. And my face is just so dry right now. My hat is hella wet. It's so crazy. I have on like this lime green hat that I wore when I did the Kill Tony a while ago. And it matches my Under Armour shoes. But also this hat, I had this same exact hat on when I wore that Chiefs like jacket I just sold today. And I may have had this fanny pack on too. That's crazy how life just comes back around with the same costume. You know? That jacket was dope, but there's nothing I can do with it. Anything I own, there's nothing I can do with it besides wear it or let it sit. Somebody else will be happy with anything that I sell, you know? Sometimes you can't hold on to everything. Mainly if you're broke. Let that shit go. I still have dreams about playing professional basketball, mainly since I've been home. At least sitting courtside and catching the basketball and passing it to the players. Like, hey man, this shit come my way one more time, I'm gonna take your jersey. You know? I really, this guy over here is nosy. This nigga got out of his car to look at me. That's cool, man. Follow my podcast. Wherever I'm at with Malcolm Hatchett. He far, he can't see me. But he know I got something. He know I'm great. He know he couldn't be nothing like me. Nobody in his family could be. Because I'm different and he different. I couldn't be anything like him either. And one thing I can't be like him is he stares. He's just staring. That's one thing I can't do. I can't just stare at another man work. Like, get your ass in the car and drive off before I fight you, you know? He can't be like this little white girl. This white girl, she walking home. Didn't he look? She just minding her business. This nigga leaning on the car. Never mind, she's staring now. I'm Anomaly. I'm an anomaly person. I stand out, you know. If everybody in the world is orange, well, I'm blue. So that new Kanye album was dope. You know, give the man credit. Shit, the man changed a lot of our lives with his music, his interviews. It's just him, his integrity, his style, his toughness. You know, everybody want to judge somebody, mainly when they try to do things right. You know, his whole album is fire. It's amazing. It's heavenly. Most people just try to put down somebody doing something because they actually need prayer, or they actually need help, or they just jealous because they can't necessarily get over the bridge. But I salute Kanye, and I just tell everybody, you know, don't judge somebody. You never know what they're going through, and at the same time, he didn't do anything bad. I've been seeing it all on the Facebook and Twitter, people just talking trash about him. But that's just what they did to Jesus. So at the end of the day, they both can pat themselves on the back and say, job well done, you know? It starts with looking in the mirror and believing in yourself. I want to climb the tallest tree someday. Or at least stare at it as if I climbed it, you know? My mom's birthday is coming up. That'll be fun. Gonna keep trying to gonna sell these clothes. Cause once you say tryna or finna, you cut yourself short. I'm gonna sell clothes. I'm gonna make a living selling clothes. I'm gonna be very successful selling clothes. And I'm gonna be even more successful doing stand-up and taking this podcast to the next level. Me and Jesse Hayes. I'm fine, everybody. Everybody reach out to me. I'm fine. I'm doing well. I'm home. So I should have said I'm great. You know, I'm home. So I'm actually great. This is where I'm from. Sometimes you can't necessarily stand in line with everybody else for too long. You gotta step out for a second. I'll be back. I never gave up. I got some shows coming up. Yeah, matter of fact, I don't know when the hell this will come out. Probably after the shows. But just so you know, my phone off, but I still have the messages. November 6th, I'll be at the Brewmasters in Wilson, North Carolina. I'll be headlining. November 7th, I'll be at the Brewmasters in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I'll also be headlining. In November 9th, I'll be at the Bel Air Arts Center in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And I'll be headlining. And if I'm not mistaken, November 6th in Wilson, North Carolina at the Brewmasters. And November 7th at the Brewmasters in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I think those shows start at 8 o'clock. And November 9th at the Bel Air Arts Center in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. That show starts at 9 p.m. And I'm very excited to perform in those cities. Rocky Mount, Goldsboro, and Wilson, North Carolina. I never performed in those places, and I just know people come out and they like to laugh, and it's gonna feel very, welcoming, because this is where I'm from. Even though it's hours away from where I'm from, it's gonna be dope. So come out, laugh, cry, have fun. Yeah, the Mount Collective presents Malcolm Hatchett, the comedy. November 9th at 9 p.m. through 10:30 at the Bel Air Arts Center. The Comedy Incubator. That's dope. I'll be performing with Matthew Dameron. I think that's his name. Matthew Dameron. Matthew Dameron. Yeah, that's a dope last name. Matthew Dameron. Yo, that's dope. And it'll also be some more comics. I would update you about that when I get more professional and get on some Wi-Fi. Now, I haven't met these guys yet, but I've been talking to Matthew probably this whole year. Since I was out in LA, he reached out to me and we connected, both from North Carolina. We connected, and he said he wanted me to be on his shows, and it manifested itself because I definitely always would like to perform more where I'm from. No matter how many people show up, it's just something about performing in your jungle that'll make you better to go to the next jungle. Los Angeles, I'll be back. New York, I'll be there soon. Atlanta, Memphis, all over the world, the globe. I'll be around very soon. Don't count me out, but also don't count yourself out. You know? Just taking it one day at a time. Just staying busy with my brain and my feet and my heartbeat, and just being happy at the end of the day. Most of the things that make me sad is no need for me to even think about being sad or upset or being angry or frustrated or wanting to hurt somebody. There's no need for that. You know? There's no need for any of that. You have one life, you know? It's almost like, why would I be upset over just anything? Not having a job, or license being suspended, or my first car I ever bought is broken down. I can't be upset over that stuff because I caused the problems. And sometimes, I was watching this video on YouTube. I think the YouTube page is like Infinite Waters. That guy's dope, man. Go check him out. But sometimes in life when stuff happens, like disasters and injuries, on down to me getting beat up and get my jaw broken, and I just felt like everyone else. I felt like something was after me, or someone else caused that, even though I talked about stuff and it ended up happening. When you go through things and hard times in life, don't point fingers, you know? Even if people did it to you. You know, I got to talk about it. I do comedy. I can't hold it in because that's going to frustrate me even more. But at the end of the day, the lesson I learned from watching like Infinite Waters and stuff, he say when you go through things and things aren't going as planned, and you fall down and you bruise yourself, it is what it is. Your phone is off. It is what it is. It's all right, because as soon as you try to pretty much frustrate yourself even more about the problem, you just put yourself in a deeper hole when you can just look in the mirror and say, it is what it is. I'm going to get out of this situation. And before you know it, you'll be out of this situation, and you'll be on top of the world, you know? If we stop pointing fingers and talking about somebody else, or putting other folks down, you know, or just hating on other people, or getting jealous of other people, and worry about ourselves, it starts with self-love, self-care. Take care of yourself, you know? Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. If you clean your car and change the oil on your car like this nigga doing over here, and shine your tires and do all this stuff, how's your health? Because your car is you. If you're doing this to your car, 9 out of 10, you should be healthy, you know? People really take their craft to another level, like artists. People really like love the art. People love the art, you know? So if you love your art, you should love yourself even more than you love your art, because that's when you become an artist, you know? People love their art. But do they love their self? If you don't love thyself, well then you'll never know what it feels like to make it or accomplish anything, regardless of your bank account or your living situation or your driving record or or your whatever, you know. Take care of yourself, and the rest will just fall into place. Because, you know, when I first moved out to Los Angeles, I started going to the Comedy Store towards like the end of the year. And it was an open mic called Go Up, Show Up. And the guy who ran it, I don't remember his name, but he was cool. And at that open mic, you would get on the stage and you would have to perform. And while you performing, the guy who ran the mic would heckle you. Mainly if you weren't doing, you know, what most people doing in the comedy show, you know, making the crowd feel comfortable and, you know, letting them making the crowd let go of their problems, making them laugh, you know. If you weren't doing that, then he would heckle you. And even if you were, he would heckle you. But if you're strong-minded and you know that it's your time to shine, it's your stage time, even though it's an open mic, even though he's on the stage with a microphone beside you, if you get that devil off of your shoulder, I'm not calling him a devil, but it was like practice. It was like boxing. It was like sparring with somebody. That's exactly what it felt like. I was sparring with him, and I came out on top, you know. I got best set of the night, and then I got to perform. This was the Go Up, Show Up show. So if you got the best set at the Go Up, Show Up, the next Sunday you automatically got to get up. So my first time doing it, I got up like the next week, and then shit started to pick up for me, seriously. But that guy ended up stopping that mic, Go Up, Show Up, and then the Comedy Store. They do mics here and there, rarely, but it used to be like every Sunday. And I remember he got a job writing for SNL, and I just remember, he just hugged somebody. Somebody pulled up on him and he hugged him. He was cleaning his car, trying to make sure it was shiny for his maybe wife or girl to show up. That's dope. But that guy got a job for SNL writing, and he stopped doing the mic. And I remember seeing him after him being gone for months. He did the mic again, and I knew he got a job for SNL, and I approached him and I was like, hey, how do you get on SNL? That's what I asked him. And he looked at me and he said, be the best you can be. Let me write that down. I just remember those words. He said more to it, but those words stuck with me. Be the best you can be. And when he said you the second time, it was almost like it was capital letters. Be the best you can be. And from that moment, shit started to pick up for me. Shit, probably months after literally that, I got on Kill Tony. You know? To be honest, I might have been on it when he came back around. Or it was creeping up, you know? I just remember him saying it to me. He wore like a suit jacket and a regular t-shirt, kind of looked like Jack Black. I don't know. He was funny, man, but he would always heckle the comics when they would do his show. And I remember my first time doing it, I went up there and he said a few things and I roasted him. I said he looked like the KFC man or some shit. And he left me alone. And you're only supposed to get like 3 minutes, but I ended up doing like 7 or 8. If I never had got my old phone stolen, I had that video. My homeboy Dante Wade from North Carolina, he was recording me when I was up there, man. And I remember I was fresh out there, bro. Just a few months out there when I first got up there, and it was just dope. It was a dope feeling. I met a lot of comics that night. It was in the belly room. It was cold as hell in there. That's before they tore the wall down or some shit. It was, you know, it was cool. A lot of people got to know who I was. I was talking about my living in the car. You know, I was talking about being fresh out there. And I always go back to working at McDonald's when I first started. That was my go-to stuff, even though I would always tell new bits and parts about working at McDonald's, because shit, when you work there for almost 2 years, you don't ever run out of material. No matter how many people in the crowd, you can always come up with jokes about your job or jokes about your life. And therefore I did it. But you have to be the best you can be. That's all I'm telling you. So when you take care of yourself, the rest will take care of itself for you. At the end of the day, it's about you. It's about your life. So if you moisturize your skin, I mean, you don't have to. I don't really do it that much, you know. I don't need that shit. But I'm just saying, if you get rid of the ashiness, well, everything else gonna shine around you, not just your legs. That's all I'm trying to say. Be the best you can be. You can't let nobody down but yourself. When people say, you let me down, or you're not the same, or you changed, or you acting different, you weird now. Sometimes you have to reflect and look at them, because 9 out of 10 they're talking about themselves. They just looking at you and saying it to you because you're around. 100% of the time when somebody's fussing at you or getting upset at you or something, they're low-key talking about themselves. They just say it to you so you can kind of help them figure it out, you know. And this white lady nosy too. She walking over here with this dog and stuff. Yeah, let me write this down. Nosy white people. When I'm sitting down, nosy white people and dogs, because she got a dog. While I'm on the bench. She done ran up this hill at least 10 times and came over here. Yeah, go ahead. I don't even feel like running no more. I can fall asleep here. This is a beautiful area, a beautiful location. This is just a beautiful life that I live. I'm not afraid to fail. I lost so much. I lost my license. I lost, man, within the last 3 years, I've lost 4 cars. I still have one in my house that's broken down, but you know, I had the Camaro, I had the Nissan that was co-signed, and they confiscated it a few months out in LA. My mom wouldn't let me drive it because it wasn't paid off, and they came and picked it up because I wasn't paying it when I got out there, because I was quitting jobs immediately, didn't even think to pay it. So I put her in debt and myself. I will figure that out, you know. I know what I have to do. I just have to stay grounded and work. And eventually, everything I lost will come back in diamonds. Camaro's wrecked. They took my Nissan. They took it back. The Ford Taurus broke it down, and then that shit disappeared. You know, they towed it, and I don't know where it is now. The Volvo got booted. Then they took it to the tow yard, and then after a month, they sold it. 4 cars. And I'm still happy. I'm still driven. I still got the keys to every single one of them cars, besides the Nissan, because I didn't own that one. Also, the Nissan had got shot up. I was out in the Greensboro one time, and I talked about it before, but yeah, it had a bullet shot in it. I remember when I was out in California, my mom was like, boy, she knew about it, but she was like, you better talk to these people. They gonna fuck my insurance up. Boy, go call these people. And then they took it. It was a bullet hole. I stopped making excuses and started making adjustments. I'm sure you heard that one before. That's what you gotta do. Stop pointing the finger. Stop making excuses and make adjustments. That's it. That's all. Every day I wake up, I look in the mirror, and I tell myself that I'm beautiful. I'm doing more than enough, and I must get to work, and therefore I do it. You know, I just hold my head high. I got a book bag and it got like a straw attached to it, like a water hose. Which is cool. It's dope. Got from Walmart shit probably 3 years ago. I bought so much shit before I moved to California. That's why I went out there homeless. I bought so many shoes I don't even wear. I probably sell them on Depop. I bought so much stuff, man. And that's trying to look cool. It ain't about looking cool to me no more. It's about feeling. You have to feel cool. And that starts with taking care of your body, drinking water. For me, you know, I went to the store the other day with my friend Daniel. We was at Hatchett, and I wanted some candy, and went to the candy aisle, and I said no, I'm good. I just didn't get it. He took me to the Hatchett to get some candy. We was getting like some juice or some shit we been smoking. We need to have some liquid. And I went to the candy aisle and I just saw cool bags, nice artwork, but inside of those bags is nothing but death. It'll destroy you. It's cool, you know, I eat it here and there, but at that moment I knew I was growing up. You know, I finally said I don't want any. I finally turned down candy. And I wanted some. You know, I looked at the candy and I said, I'm good. And I felt good. But then a few days go by, I was at the house and I popped a Coca-Cola. And I said, ain't this some shit? But I ran it off. I got rid of it the next morning. But I love candy, don't get me wrong. It low-key remind me of hallucinogens. The shit just fake, you know? It's just fake. Artificial. Get that bullshit out of here. Give me some leaves. You know, I want that nature. It's a beautiful day in my jungle, I tell you that. The trees, the fall, the leaves. Somebody needs to sweep this goddamn sidewalk and parking lot. Blow these motherfucking leaves away. No, that's dope. It'd be cool if people didn't even blow leaves. Like, that's what I wonder. I mean, I always have to do it at my mom's house. Even if she don't ask. It's just something I just grew up doing. But it's almost like, what would happen if nobody ever touched the leaves? If they just let them pile up in their yard? They eventually crumble. But leaves are powerful. It's just, I don't want to have to put them to the curb anymore, but I know I'm going to have to. My mom going to tell me, but it's like, I'd rather them just pile up in the yard and just disappear on their own, because the city going to pick them up and then they're going to put them under the ground and they're going to dissolve anyway. It's like, man, Or should I just leave the leaves alone, you know? I don't know. I just, I thank God for allowing me to even have this cool podcast called Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett. I thank people for reaching out to me every day. I thank God for life. You know? I'm just, I'm a kid. I'ma always be a kid. I'ma always be a kid. People always tend to act different around me now, and they say I'm different, but it's almost like, no, I never grew up. It's like I don't want to hang around people who grow up, you know? I mean, we have to mature and do things differently, but that don't necessarily mean I have to grow up. I'm just being the best me I can be. Be the best you can be. That's it. There's no coincidence that I went to Los Angeles and things happened in my favor, and then it died down because I needed to realize what I had, and you can lose it just as soon as you stop working for it. So therefore I had to come home and get my mind right. I should keep climbing and just keep going every day. Hello. Just one day at a time, people. There's no need to rush. If it's Monday and you thinking about Saturday, we can't hang around each other. I mean, we can, but it's like, if it's Monday, I don't even want to hear about Saturday, you know? Like, what's the point of you telling me about Saturday when Monday here? You know, people look so far into the distance that they miss what's in the shallow. I stopped looking so far. And when you stop looking, you actually feel what's in the shallow. You feel the opportunity. And that once you see what's already in front of you, the distance would just create itself. That's it. One day at a time. No days off. But you can rest. People say you got to get up every day and do this, that. That's them. If you don't have that in you, you don't have it in you. In life, as long as you're working on what you have to work on and doing what you want to do, that shit'll pick up on its own. You know, it'll just happen. It's like you grow up and then you finally get a job. When you was a kid, you always wanted a job. You're like, I want to work. And then you get a job and then you work it and then you find out you don't really care for it, or you want to do something else. You know, it's like if you say it enough and think it enough and feel it, oh, you'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. And you gotta know God makes no mistakes. We do. But it is what it is. I love you all. Strive for greatness. Never take no for an answer. I know you heard that before. If somebody tell you no, they're really telling you yes, but they're telling you yes, you can do it. They just can't help. That's all that is. Somebody be like, no, I have to think about it. Ain't no need to think. You just wanted their opinion. When people tell you no, that's not a fact. That's an opinion. The fact is you. Because you control you. Be the best you can be. Wait. Before you go, let me holler at you. Come here. Where the fuck did you get that lame ass shirt from? Well, I don't like it. You should buy my clothes only. I'm the freshest human animal alive. I sell clothes on an app called Depop. D-E-P-O-P. Depop. It's the Instagram of clothes. My username is Malcolm H12. MALCOLM H12. Just like my Instagram, I don't never switch up. And my Snapchat. I sell shoes, shirts, socks, hats, even NBA cards. That's Depop. D-E-P-O-P. Malcolm H12. Shop with me. I can't sell dope no more. Only clothes and shit. Oh snap, it's y'all again. Thanks for listening to Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett. Yep, that's my name. My mama gave it to me. Subscribe my YouTube channel at Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett.
Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett.
And also subscribe my separate YouTube channel that I'll have content on called Malcolm Hatchett. That's my name. My mama gave it to me. Follow my Patreon at Malc12, MALC12. You'll get early podcast releases and sometimes podcasts that'll only be for my Patreon family. You might even get some live episodes as soon as I get a camera to do so. Thanks for listening. Much love to you all.
Wherever I'm At with Malcolm Hatchett.
This is The Life of a Comic, Wherever I'm At.